Hello, all, and welcome back to another Fuck Around and Find Out Tuesday. Brought to you by the gods and goddesses you love to hate and hate to love. It's Think High Crew. We back in the motherfucking building. It's another Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday, this 30th of July. As we come to the end of this month of July, we definitely got a lot on hand that we can talk about. And we're definitely about to fuck around and find out today. It's your boy Nove in the building. On my left hand side, it's your boy JMC. SOTOV, Think High Crew, Black Flag ENT NFTs. Visit thinkhighcrew.com, your number one place for Americanized propaganda and real fearless entertainment. Just received an it's the Think High Crew, yeah. Just received an yeah. It's the Think High Crew, what up? Yeah. It's the Think High Crew, you know. It's the Think High Crew, what up? It's the Think High Crew, yeah.
Who's that African dude that was talking at first?
That was my poor attempt at an African/English accent.
Sound like one of them dudes off of hold up. I got it. Hold on. It's part one and part two of it. Fucking Jim Carrey. God damn, Pet Detective. Fuck.
Oh yeah,
the second one when they had when he got on there, he had to fight that little dude.
Yeah.
He thought he had to fight that big guy, and then they showed him the little one. He was like, "Oh, I got this dude. I got him." And then that motherfucker went crazy, and he was like, "Oh shit."
Oh shit! That's one of my favorite scenes when he was getting hit with those spears.
And then they had that sexy ass female on there that was like the king's daughter or shit like that. And they was like, "You got to go in the tent with her." He was like, "Oh yeah, all right." That shit was hilarious, boy.
Like, all right.
Yeah, Tuesday. Bro, when I first saw that shit a long time ago, I died laughing. Bro, I mean, it was just, I was at school doing that shit, bro. Everything, bro.
That used to be my shit.
Yeah, bro. All righty.
Bro, Ace Ventura was class. That's classic fucking Jim.
Or like on the first one when, I don't know the name of the actress, but she was always that actress that talked real seductive.
Yeah.
And she dropped down on her knees, and he was hanging on to that thing like, oh shit, man!
I want to think Finkel's a man. That motherfucker.
Right.
Back when you can have those kind of jokes in comedy and not be like judged for being anti-trans or you know what I'm saying? Like think about that shit, bro. When they did that because the kicker was a dude, but she pretended to be he pretended to be a female, and like that type of shit had everybody all fucked up in the game. But at the same fucking time, like you can have that kind of comedy and nobody got blacklisted for it or whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Nowadays you can't fucking keep it real no more and have some fun with it. But shit, fuck it. We back with a fuck around find out Tuesday, and I know there's a lot of shit that we could definitely fuck around find out and get into. A lot of shit that you may have known or didn't know, or maybe just finding out about a lot of shit. So here's where we dive
Bro,
into
can you
that
hear
shit.
that? Can
What
you
up?
hear the dog barking?
No, I didn't hear him. Winnie.
You can't hear no dog barking at all.
Oh, now I did.
All right, let me go handle this shit real quick. I can't deal with this.
It's good. I'll jump us off with the numbers then.
All right.
All right. So look, we back. It's July the 30th. And when you break that down in numerology, it would be a 3. The etiology of the number 3 is ruled by a Jupiter. Well, the comprehensive analysis of it in numerology, 3 is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, expansion, and benevolence. Jupiter's influence brings out a sense of optimism, growth, and a thirst for knowledge. People and events associated with this number often exhibit traits of generosity, leadership, and philosophical outlook on life. On the astrology side, astrologically, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius and the traditional ruler of Pisces. Pisces, however you want to pronounce that. And today, the energies are likely to be expansive and optimistic, encouraging an exploration and higher learning. The influence of Jupiter can also bring about the sense of justice, a sense of justice and morality, making it a good day for making ethical decisions and engaging in activities that promote personal and spiritual growth. Some people may pull a card today, and if you do, in the number 3 course, if it is corresponding to today, the Empress card may show up, which symbolizes fertility, creativity, and abundance. The Empress is a nurturing figure representing the creation of life, art, and new ideas. This card suggests that today is a day for nurturing your projects and relationships and following your creative energies. Metaphysically, the number 3 is associated with the principles of growth, expansion, and manifestation. It's a number that encourages communication and expression, making this a perfect day for Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday and an excellent day for sharing ideas and collaborating with others. The energy of 3 is dynamic and vibrant, promoting a sense of joy and enthusiasm. And if we were to take a look into what's up, Kasika, in today's past for July 30th, there's several significant events. 1965, the U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson, aka Mr. Israel himself, signed the Social Security Act of 1965 and the law establishing Medicare and Medicaid, and it also fucked us. And in 1971, Apollo 15 astronauts David Scott and James Irwin became the first to ride in the lunar rover on the moon, allegedly. And in 1945, on this same day, this all happened today in these years. Oh man, dang, bro! The fourth turning just popped in my hand, in my brain, just reading this. And then 1945, the USS Indianapolis was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine, leading to one of the worst naval disasters in U.S. history. All happening on today. And you would, I guess, synthesize all or combining these elements for July 30th would make today imbued with the energies of growth, expansion, and creativity, with the influence of Jupiter encouraging us to seek wisdom and knowledge, and with the Emperor's card in the tarot reminding us to nurture and be creative. And historically on this day, the significance of the events that have shaped our course of history are further emphasized in the theme of growth and transformation. Thank you very much to Sybil, AI, and the gods and goddesses over there at Secret Energy for today's numerology and vibration. We're back. It's Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. Can't wait to dive into this shit with y'all. That's what I need, boy. It's been a crazy fucking weekend, obviously. We weren't here yesterday because we was being mindful of ourselves, so fuck you.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
I'm just looking at the whole, man, people, bro, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the one, I'm just noticing stuff, but I think people are literally just, and I don't even mean literally as in like, oh, literally. I mean like literally going crazy.
Nah, bro, listen.
And they believe everything they see, and everything needs to be boycotted now. And
I feel like every 4 years, just like, bro, we lose like a level of intelligence. Like during election year, right? For some reason, the people are so nullified.
Turn the fuck up.
Bro, it's weird. It's like this. Like, even intelligent people that for example, I'm gonna give a great example. Like I knew a guy. I have a cousin who's also he got a degree in political science. It's like all the last 3 years, this dude has not commented or said a goddamn thing about what's going on in our political era at all. But then here's year 4, where election season comes around again. Now this dude has a presence online again. It's like, where were you 3 years ago when all of these discussions were talking about? It's like every 4 years, people, like some of the most intelligent people I know become complete idiots.
Yeah,
and then they go back to be intelligent after the election year, though. You know what I mean? Like they'll have they'll have their own opinions and shit like that. But like during election year, nothing that all these people that I know, anything that they spew out on the internet is never their own thoughts. It's always a collective of the bullshit that they've been fed the last 3 years. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's like, but like last year, that same dude, he'd have an educational conversation with you about some shit, but not during election season. I don't know, man.
I feel you, man.
I don't know what happens every 4 years, bro. The Olympics happens, obviously. And then with the Olympics, you got the elections happening. And it's like, people don't even have their own thoughts anymore during that 4th year. Like, what happens every 4 years that people forget what happened the 3 years before them? Before that, you know what I mean? It's like it all goes out the fucking window, bro.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, just thinking that voting for a new person is going to change anything is like, like, are we? Like,
would you text me earlier today? You said, how ridiculous has each side has gotten so far? You know what I mean? Like it's gotten so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's still
they both been calling each other weird. That's so funny that I use that, right? Like I've seen all of these articles. Oh, the Republicans are weird. They're weird behavior, weird this, weird policies, weird. And I'm like, thinking like, what's actually like? How do you have people are saying this? The Republicans are plain weird. Explain that to me. Explain plain weird.
Yeah.
That sounds like an oxymoron, though. You know what I mean? Like if you're plain, you're original. If you're weird, you're unoriginal. So how do you be plain and weird at the same time? Oh, they're just plain weird. Like it's like double talk, double speak, whatever the fuck they call it. Like it doesn't even make any fucking sense, man. Like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm crazy, like you said, but maybe
that's what I mean. Like maybe I'm the one that's losing it. But I figured out I just got to check out of that shit, bro. I can't even. I mean, I'm not a political person anyway, but it's good to like keep up with stuff, especially trying to do a podcast and shit like that, bro. But you see this stuff online and shit, bro, and it's like you see these same accounts, they post shit, and then later on that day it's proven false.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Later on that day it's false. It ain't even real, and then you got all these people just agreeing with everything, and then look. I joke around, I talk shit, but I'm not no mean person. You know what I mean? Like, and so say for instance, if somebody's gay or trans or fat or has a belief system different than me, I might bullshit around and joke about it, but I ain't really being for real. Like I want people to be however they want to be who they want to be, believe what they want to be. And so that whole Olympics thing, the opening ceremony, like, if I was a diehard Christian, I guess I might see where somebody gets offended by that, you know what I mean, or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're a diehard Christian, you should know that, for one, Da Vinci wasn't a Christian.
Right.
He was a Catholic.
Facts.
Okay, and then, so why does his opinion, think about this, why does his opinion of the Last Supper even matter to Christians?
Right.
If he was a Catholic.
Right.
like, why aren't they mad that a Catholic depicted the Last Supper?
But guess what though? But
Why
where
are
did
they
the Last
mad that?
Supper? Where did they get the Last Supper from? You see
What
what
is
I'm
it?
saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like Leonardo da Vinci got the Last Supper not just from the story in the book, because where did that come from? That came from
Right.
something. You know what I mean? Like, there's an origin to everything, and
that's what I'm saying. Is like, if you're
yeah, I
gonna get
feel
mad at
right,
shit for being blasphemy
right.
and
You gotta
mocking God, well, didn't Da Vinci mock God too?
practically, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
because he just painted some shit. You
right.
think he was sitting right there and took a picture of that? No, that motherfucker, bro, he painted that shit probably over months or something. I
Right,
mean, you know what I
right.
mean? Like,
Facts, bro. But it was just the fact that the Catholic Church though was some shit that like motherfuckers was hiring these cats to do this shit. It wasn't like these cats was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna paint the Last Supper. Like motherfucker, the Catholic Church was saying, hey, you're the best in the land.
you
We need a picture of we need a depiction of the Last Supper. Like it wasn't like these cats was just. But at the same time, it's like I didn't understand how it was a depiction of the Last Supper when there was Dionysus supposedly was there, and there was a bunch of other like Olympian and like pantheonic, or Greek and Roman mythology characters that were also there in that portrait. Like it looked
right.
more like something else. And then to me, it's like, well, then I'm thinking like this. Well, people are like, well, the organizers of the Olympics said that it was definitely a rendition of the Last Supper. I'm like, but of course they would say that because doesn't that give them more eyes on the Olympics? Like,
Right.
wouldn't that make people want to watch it more? Why would if they were to be like, no, it was the Greater Dionysia, it was the depiction of the Greater Dionysia,
People
where
don't even know what the fuck that is.
exactly they don't even know who
They'd be like,
Dionysus
"Oh
is.
yeah, that was some gay stuff." Yeah,
Well,
okay,
it
cool.
was. I mean, the Greater Dionysia is just like Saturnalia. You know what I mean? It's another,
Mm-hmm.
like where people had orgies and had a great party. Dionysus was the Greek or Greek god that was in charge of all the parties on Olympus. So if they were
Mm-hmm.
throwing a party on Olympus, it was Dionysus who was the motherfucker who did it. He's the reason why Jesus turned water into wine. That story first originated in the Greek mythology of Dionysus. So it's like I'm just,
Mm-hmm.
like when people are saying that it's not that, I'm like, well, it technically is because all of that shit is just a depiction of Dionysus was actually the Christ before Jesus was. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, literally, if you go by the
See, that's the
timeline of
Christian for you,
Christ,
bro. And not to be
yeah,
mad or mean, but that's
yeah,
the Christian. Like,
it
they
is. They
don't,
make it about them.
but they
Everything's
don't
about
even
them.
know when you say like, "Oh, that's the Christ before Christ." They're like,
Right.
"Huh? No, there's only one Christ." Like, no, bro, that's the fucking look. Hate to break it to everybody, but that same story, maybe
Yeah,
not
about
to the
16
T,
times.
but has been used multiple times. What's up,
Hey,
Cassica?
hey, what
Jessica, what's
up?
up with it?
Dude, I've been out of the
Good to see
country,
you.
so it was like refreshing to not be within all the bullshit.
Oh my
Oh
God,
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
what's
oh yeah,
up.
I heard you was in Korea.
Yeah, I was there for
That's
2 weeks.
what's up.
Fucking
North or south?
awesome. Well, I wouldn't be back if I was in the middle.
I know, right? I know, right? That's a rhetorical question. Facts.
No,
How'd you
I'd be
like it? My wife
chained
wants to
up.
go there. She wants to go there so bad.
Oh, it's dope as fuck. I'm moving. Like, give me a few
For real?
months, I might be moving. I don't know.
Right.
Wait,
It's
I know
dope.
somebody moving
What
to
part?
South.
What part were you in? Or what?
So, I went
Seoul
with like
or?
my Taekwondo school, so we did like a bunch of shit. Like we were in Seoul for a little while. We went to like the countryside, like
She
down like
loves anime
Muju and
and can kick
Cheongju.
you in the fucking chin. Go ahead, Cassica.
Yeah, go off. But yeah, my favorite was Seoul. I ended up like staying 3 extra days because I just hung out. Like have
Nice.
you been there, right, Nova?
Yeah, I mean, I just remember it being like skyscrapers.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what I
all
mean? It's
over.
like a concrete jungle, basically.
But I went to Hongdae, like was like my jam because it's kind of like maybe it's my old ass was in there and I was having a blast, but it's a little bit younger, I guess, like more like late 20s, early 30s
Right.
people,
Hmm.
and like the club scene and whatnot was pretty fun. I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's live it
So,
up.
South
Why
Korea
not?
seems like a cool place, man. Like my, my
Yeah,
wife
it's really
watches
dope.
all of these. She loves Korean dramas
so
and
what's
shit.
the scene like over there right now? Like, as far as like, was there like talk about Olympics or was there talk about politics,
the
or was there
Olympics.
like what was the main? Like.
Yeah, so like the Olympics wasn't really talked like I'm not it could have been talked about, but it like not at least in the sphere that I was at, which I thought was interesting. I thought it'd be a little bit more like plastered up all over their like LED screens all over the city, but I didn't really I thought that was kind of strange, but it could have just been kind of where I was or whatnot, but I will say baggy pants are a fucking thing and jorts are a fucking thing. And it's hilarious to me because I'm like, where are these Jenkos coming back? But yeah, politics is funny. I had like a few people come up to me that spoke English and they were like, so what do you think about Trump? And I was like,
gosh. I bet you was probably
it was funny that they were like waiting for me to like bash on him. And I was like, nah, bro, like, I mean, if I have to pick my poison, like Trump all day. And they were like, really? And then one guy was like, do you think he really got shot? And I was like, yeah, bro. Like, he's like, a lot of places are saying that he didn't really get shot and it was just a ploy for his like election. And I'm like, well, I like where your head's at in terms of questioning it, but like, I think you're going down maybe the opposite path that I go down. And I kind of explained just what I thought. And it was funny to me because I was like, man, what fucking internet sites are you on? Like,
it's like, I really believe that there's a big portion, I'm not going to say everybody, and not even majority, but there's a big portion of people that are all conspiracy theorists. And, that's not talking shit about them because I've been called that too. But like, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like nothing, but I think there's a difference between a fucking crazy person and a conspiracy theorist. Right?
Agree.
And somebody that
we can stop.
A conspiracy theorist is supposed to look, bro.
Yeah.
Think about this. A conspiracy theorist is supposed to question every motherfucking thing. They're not necessarily going to give you answers, but they're supposed to. You question everything.
Like
a cult follower, a conspiracy. Right. A conspiracy theorist is not somebody that automatically follows what the next quote unquote conspiracy theorist says.
Right, absolutely.
It's like that's different now.
But the thing
now it's like,
because people haven't separated though the fact that some things are no longer theory. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a conspiracy to kill JFK. There was a conspiracy to create a Federal Reserve.
Not a theory.
This is not a theory no longer. You know what I mean? Like we can't say
conspiracy reality more like
right. Absolutely. You know what I mean? We can't say that. We can't no longer just be like, oh, 9/11 was possibly an inside job. It wasn't. It's no longer a theory. Like all the evidence that people had insurances put out. Like there was so much people were getting calls not to go to work. Like come on, like it's just too much evidence that they couldn't hide. You know what I mean?
Right.
That has came out now. You know what I mean? So a lot of things.
But it's also it's like so I don't think some people are going to ever like rein in their theories a little bit, because just because it's an inside job, or just because people took out insurance, or just because people knew, or this. That doesn't mean the shit didn't happen.
Oh yeah, it fucking happened.
Or it might not have happened the way that they, the people want you to.
That's what makes it a conspiracy, right? You know what I mean? So because someone conspired to make these things happen because they didn't naturally occur. So it's no longer a theory though, because we know that it was a conspiracy. Like there was conspiracy in our actual higher ups in our government associated with CIA, FBI, Mossad, all of that shit going on at one time. You know what I mean? That led to these towers coming down to convince the people to get behind this war. You know what I mean? And just the same thing with what they're going to do in Iran. You know what I mean? Like everybody's pointing at Iran for the assassination attempt on Trump, but they haven't fully connected those two dots yet, other than the fact that Iran doesn't have a fucking central bank. You know what I mean? So that's the only connection that I see. But everybody's pointing fingers at Iran. Then you have Netanyahu, who recently just came over this weekend and spoke, and everybody's cheering him for some shit that's going on, and and he's saying the same fucking thing. Everybody's just it's just fucking weird as hell. Well, it was Iran. Now all of a sudden Iran. It sounds like the same thing that kind of happened with 9/11. You know, they gave us something to rally us behind, which is the assassination attempt of a potential presidential candidate. And
well, that's just like the whole October 7th thing,
that
the
too.
Hamas and Israel thing.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean that people didn't really get kidnapped and die and whatever.
Doesn't mean
what
a
happened.
firefighter probably actually could have, you know, it's a good chance that a firefighter literally died on that day. There's a good chance that people were literally wounded on that day. Doesn't mean that, you know, it wasn't
on the Trump thing,
on the Trump thing. Doesn't mean that, you know, it wasn't planned to get behind a certain candidate, you know what I mean, to rile us up as people to get in the voting booth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to, you know, like say like that's what it's all about. You know,
it's gotten so fucking exhausting too, man. It's just like, oh my god,
it is fucking exhausting.
I'm glad you got away from that.
That's why, it was kind of like refreshing because, like, I mean, I can't help but kind of be in it. You know what I mean? Like when I'm here, but like I care. I will say, like, one thing too that just made me like, I wouldn't say I was surprised, but it just like made me sad of like so mainstream media, like the people I surround myself with here and like a lot of the people I just know, I have a feeling like they know how bad the mainstream media is, you know, like are in here, like in the US. But where the mainstream media still has like mad control of information is globally. Like everywhere. Like everywhere, every other country that looks and like is interested or listens to US news, they're all going to those mainstream, which you can't blame them. Like, like if you don't know the country or you don't live in the country, you don't know the language as well, like you're going to just go to the standard, like CNN's, MSNBC's, like even Fox News, like the popular ones.
The other ones, like, you know, we like Think High Crew wouldn't be as readily available to them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, that's
like, if they do a quick Google search and like, again, maybe they like know English a little bit, but like not like super in depth. Like they're not even going to know how to like you know, get to the good stuff, get to the like legit stuff. And so they just kind of settle on these mainstream media like, and it's like, you guys don't even know, like you just see like, and they don't know to like necessarily like full on question it to the account that we have to at this point, like day and age. Like, I mean, not to say they don't question. Like hopefully they have a critical thinking.
America's like got like a gun though to every other country's head, and it's like, hey, this is what we're giving you. You like it, or we can just blow you up. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. Like it feels like we're going to tell you what the truth is about our country outside of our country. But if you were to actually come, that's why I love when people come on the show and they're from a different country, because you get to ask them, like, well, what do they tell you about America over there? Well, let me tell you this.
That we're racist as fuck.
Right.
Which, like, so literally.
Fat and ignorant and dumb. Like, there's so much shit that people's, oh my God.
It's real. So I was watching, you know, I've been really keeping up with the Olympics. Fuck that, the opening ceremony. I don't give a fuck about that. Whatever, they do whatever they want. Shit.
Right, absolutely.
But I'm watching. So America's leading in the medals. They don't have as many gold as China or France, but they got just the equivalent, like gold, silver, bronze. They got more than anybody.
Like
right?
decorated.
So France and China's up under. But think about this. So what does it look like for a country that's so racist to have so many black Olympian athletes?
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't
that's
even
because
make sense.
like like this pisses me off so bad when I hear people like talk about racism in America that are outside of America, because they have no, and especially like a country like Korea, which is 99% Korean, like they're
right. They don't
honest,
have
like, they don't know.
I know what you're about to say.
Yeah.
There's no melting pot.
No. Right. So it's like,
it's
of course,
all the same people. And I hate to say this, but Asians are the most controllable.
They're also the most racist. Like,
yeah, they are, bro.
I know a lot of Asians. Like, they're the most racist fucking against each other, too.
I know a guy that lives right here where I live. He's from South Korea, born in South Korea, but his adopted parents are American. Right. And they adopted him when he was a baby. He grew up here. He talks just like a Southern dude, right? But he's
That
he
is a
looks
form of, like,
Korean.
I seen a dude who said that, I don't mean to interrupt you, but he was saying that, um,
Your
Yeah, is that
Wi-Fi is
me
weird,
or?
or either.
is
I think that's his.
because that was me. Yeah, yeah, they were saying communism is racism because it kind of makes everybody integrate when they don't want to be integrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say that that's part of the communism plan was to, because once everybody's integrated, but at the same time, like, I get what you mean by, like, how is this so racist if so many different types of people. And if you look at the basketball team, shit, there's even dudes like Joel Embiid, there's Africans, and Bam Adebayo, there's Africans on the United States basketball team. They're not playing for their countries, you know what I mean?
Well,
Because
there's
they were born in
also
America.
people from all over the world playing in the NBA, and then when you see them in the Olympics, they're all playing for their country or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just, so how is that? It's just so fucking weird, man. It's like, but what you were saying, Kostic, about like all people in that area being the same, kind of on the same wavelength, the same thought process, kind of like, so the guy I'm talking about, his wife actually moved from South Korea to America when they got married, and they have a son, and so he goes to Korean school. Like, he goes to school, but then when he's done with school, he goes to a whole different Korean school to learn the heritage. And so she's an Uber driver, and I've ridden with her a few times to like go places. If I need a ride, like when my car is in the shop or getting the tires rotated or some shit. So anyway, she had to take me down to the dealership in Jacksonville, Florida one time to pick up my whip. And on the way down there and back, we talked about shit that like maybe she's never talked to people about, because I'm just a talkative motherfucker. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to know what's going on. And bro, she told me straight up, she was like, over in South Korea, she's like, I'm not talking about South Koreans that live in America that are American. She's like, but in Korea, she's like, the majority of people are racist against everyone except South Koreans.
Oh, for sure.
She's like, and it's not necessarily racist. She's like, but now living in America, she's like, I see that we would even be considered racist.
Yeah.
But she's like, it's not because we don't like people. She's like, it's just like you have a certain way of doing things that fits you. And when people try to tell you not to live that way or to be shameful about it, she's like, that's where we would be considered racist, is because we don't.
Yeah, because what's wrong with
Korea doesn't tolerate it.
It's a mix of like cultures. Like, it's not just race, it's also cultures, right? So it's like here we're all mixed. So like if somebody does something different than you, like you can either have tolerance or appreciation or dislike of it, right? So, but if you don't have the opportunity to even have that spectrum of feelings, like then typically, right, there's no perspective. And then typically if you bring something from the outside in, animosity is going to be typically the first like go-to feeling, like here we've become like
I think they fuel that
we have
fire.
to.
We fuel
What do you
those
mean?
differences. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the American government and like how we do things. We like to put a
For
fire
sure
on those little bitty differences. Yeah. So because there's nothing wrong.
Keep us divided
with,
for sure.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong for like you to be like, yo, I fuck with this, and this is what I'm in Taekwondo. I like the Asian community. I like this and that and that. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with you being like, I'm still not about to live over there and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like some people feel like the government has taught us as Americans that it's wrong to be like, I want to be around like-minded people. You know what I mean? They make you feel like
regardless of
if they're thing, right?
Your race or not.
Right. Culture wise.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the when government makes a move, it's so calculated that we don't even think it's calculated. And so, like, when Joe Biden bows out of the race to be president in our next election, that was so fucking calculated that we're like, oh yeah, he's too old, he got COVID, he's out. It's like, bro, that shit was so calculated.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and so like when the borders left open and other people come across illegally, that's calculated. But we think, oh, look, we can't control the border. They won't do it. They won't get down there and do it. Like, nah, man. Like,
do you think?
So are we? And then they expect us to just accept it and to let people come in the country illegally. And I know that's a weird thing, right? But it is what it is, illegally. And then we are supposed to cater to their culture.
Yeah.
Which is goddamn bullshit. Yep. And you motherfucking right, that causes animosity. Even somebody is open to everything like I am. Even I'm like, man, hold on just a goddamn second. Now, when in Rome, you got to act like Rome, bro. You know, like I'm not saying you got to.
Y'all got us feeling like.
Well, I think that's the thing too. Like, it's okay to, like you said, like it's okay to like be interested in another culture. It's also okay to not be interested in another culture. Like you can dislike and like other cultures, right? Like you don't have to, you just have to treat people respectfully. Like you don't have to necessarily like their culture. You can kind of step away and be like, I don't really fuck with that. So, if I'm around it, I'm not going to be an asshole, but I'm not going to like try to put myself around it because it's just not really for me. But like, there's no problem with that. But instead, the powers that be, they try to force it down your throat. That's the whole thing with like the trans bullshit, the gay stuff. Like, it's like, I don't give a fuck who you marry, who you fuck. Just stop trying to cram it down my throat. I don't want to see like your shit all up in my face. One, just I don't want to see any sexual stuff like that. Like, it's just too much. It's just the forced like you must accept like this is king or this is the best or this is acceptable. And it's like I'm okay with the state. I can have a standard.
Group of oil fielders, right? And these are all like down southerners, and like a lot of them were racist as fuck. You know what I mean? And not and it wasn't like the racist that was like, oh, I wish all black people would die. It was more on the racist side of like, I don't really fuck with black people. That's just not my fucking thing. And I get it, and that's cool, right? But I was like the inventory manager of this wellhead company, and there's nothing. I'm the only black guy in there. You know what I mean? Who has a management position, and these cats were, they would be racist. They would have their racist jokes. And one time I was walking through the break room and they were having this racist joke. Room, you can hear a pin drop. They all shut up. I'm like, bro, y'all ain't got to stop being y'all redneck racist selves because I walked in here. Let me hear the joke. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's the joke? I'm like, and the black dude said, what? You know what I mean? Finish the fucking joke, bro. You're not about to hurt my fucking feelings. Be you, bro. Please be you, bro. I don't want you to be nothing else but other than you. That don't mean I don't like you or dislike. Like, bro, we here to make money. We here at a job. Let's make some money. If the joke's funny, I might even laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some.
Yeah, I was about to say the real talk though. Racist jokes are hilarious. Like
and think about this too. Like think about this. If there's a majority of racist white guys sitting around and there's a minority of a black guy walking, if these people, I'm not saying they're not racist, but what I'm saying is if they're racist to the point to where they actually want you to suffer from racism,
right?
Then why would they even be quiet? Why wouldn't they just say the shit right out? Yeah. Like fuck you, you motherfucker, do something about it.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
Even with that, even with that, like there's a level of like respect or not respect, but like knowing it ain't right. You know what I mean? Because I was in the grocery store the other day and these it was like 3 or 4 black women and maybe like 2 black dudes, black guys, what do you even call them? And fucking I walked past and I heard them saying something, not like towards me, it was about some cookies. And I said, oh shit, I said, you need to try them Tates right there. And I was, as I was walking off, one of the guys was like, he was like, he's like, man, why that white boy even got to get in our conversation? And then the other dude was like, why the fuck you worried about if he was a white boy or not? He was like, he told you about some good cookies, bitch. You need to eat them cookies. And it was just like, I could have turned around and said something, but it was like, that's not really racism. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and Jason, you hit it on the head the other day. You were like, you really can't see racism. Racism's some shit that you don't see, that you just, it's fucking you up and you don't even know.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Yeah, you don't
so,
well, that's what I think
but the left or the right, they would love to play on that. See, the right would say, oh yeah, those white guys aren't racist. You're just paranoid. And the left would say, they're so fucking racist. He's not even safe to walk in that building. And it's like, man, y'all, both sides are fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
I just think like,
the narrative is,
okay.
Oh, yeah,
I think we got a weird connection. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw on a song and see if this connection gets better.
That's probably my shit.
Now, we don't know how this song's going to come out because last I heard, Rod Wave was trying to get the beat. But
that guitar
one way or another,
he's got that supposedly on. You know how when artists make an album, they make a whole bunch of songs and then they determine which songs go on the album. So I guess that sample is currently just up in limbo, waiting for Rod Wave and them to make a choice.
Right, but hopefully, at the end of the day, we're still gonna do us.
Yeah. Said I ain't going back down that road. Ain't nothing I ain't seen. I've been there before. Trouble always lurking, keep the shot by the door. They're trying to catch a body, you can try me if you want, but I ain't going back down that road. Ain't nothing I ain't seen, I've been there before. Looking for myself, gotta find me on my own. Not asking for that help, but if you riding, then come on, but I ain't going back.
I'm just trying to keep my head up. Keep that shotty on me if they want that red rum. Don't worry about me if it ain't where I get my bread from. And if you play with me on my life, you'll be a dead one. 2, 3 in my zone, I'ma count it up. See how everything changed, I'ma round it up. Give him a round of applause, give him a standing no. They was clapping for it before we had a chance to blow. I ain't going back to the old days. I'm in the 4th season with my old baby. They gave my cousin 25 like a copay. Told the judge, how dare you? No way. Gloves on, driving slow, no OJ. If you don't do the work, then it won't pay. If you let it go, is it gon' stay? And if you ask, then I'm gon' say
I ain't going back down that road. Ain't nothing I ain't seen, I've been there before. Trouble always lurking, keep the shot by the door. They're trying to catch a body, you can try me if you want, but I ain't going back down that road. Ain't nothing I ain't seen, I've been there before. Looking for myself, gotta find me on my own. Not asking for that help, but if you riding, then come on, but I ain't going back. I'm all for it, we gassed up. It's been a long time since that after. I'm gonna get right. I know the path to losing ain't an option. Where I come from, I settled all of my debts. Paid all of my dues. Earned all of my stripes. That's right. Big boy when I move. Trouble over my shoulder. Fuck bending them.
Excuse me. This is fire.
Breaking any and everything that try to stop what I do. It's been a long day. Trying to do it right. I went the wrong way. Ain't no going back. That's what the song say. My pockets don't have reviews in them. Anyway, I took off. Ain't never look back at nothing. No, look lost. It's probably off of something. This is real talk. I'm moving without the front, and I'll be there to run it all back. I got too much on this coming. Ain't going back down that road. Ain't nothing I ain't seen. I've been there before. Trouble always lurking, keep the shot by the door. They're trying to catch a body, you can try me if you want, but I ain't going back down that road. Ain't nothing I ain't seen, I've been there before. Looking for myself, gotta find me on my own. Not asking for that help, but if you riding, then come on, but I ain't going back. It's wild, we back. Fuck around, find out Tuesday. The Think High crew. And guess what? Let me give y'all an example of why we don't fuck with our government the way we fuck with our government. Because when you got motherfuckers in there that do shit, like there's a $12 trillion spending bill up, right? Let me know what's your favorite part of this $12 trillion spending bill. Is it one, the $850,000 for a gay citizen senior home in Massachusetts? Is it $15 million for the Egyptian college tuitions? Is it $400,000 for a group that helps teens hide their gender? Or is it $500,000 for anti-racist nature appreciation group in San Diego Zoo? Or is it number 5, right?
Bro.
Yeah.
Listen, wait. Or is it number 5? Hold on.
No wonder people's ready to shoot shit up, bro. God damn.
This is the shit they spend our money on, right? Like, god damn, and why we be so mad about it? Like, come on. And the last one is 300 million additional aid to Ukraine. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Bro, how many of these additionals are they gonna do?
Oh my fucking!
Like, can we just get this shit out the way and send these motherfuckers $1 trillion and be done,
bro?
Like look, this is what you get. Don't ask for nothing else, motherfucker.
It's like,
God damn.
What was all that other shit, bro? Like, that's like, hey, I need, like, come on, bro. Bro. Why do we need?
I mean, what, like,
$1,000 to give for Egyptians tuition when niggas can't go to college here in the United States? What the fuck is $400,000 to study some fucking? Oh my gosh, bro! And like they could, you know what? You know how much more they could give you that money cash, right? No, they could give you that money cash, and it would do more good for the United States of America than what the fuck they're doing with it, bro. Like, you could give it to me cash, and I would do more good shit for everybody around me than these motherfuckers are doing, bro.
That's how you know it's like
senior citizen home and almost $1 million for a gay senior citizenship home in Massachusetts, just to make it gay.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I'm sure that's like, you know, a year from now, there's going to have to be more money put into that, because we all know that $850,000 ain't going to get you too damn far.
But wait, why can't they just go to a fucking senior citizen? Why is
it got to be gay?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God, bro.
There could be gays in the regular home. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Like, why does it have to be gay? Like, so we're spending $1 million to make it gay? Like, so what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? What does that really mean, y'all? Like, that means we're really just spent $1 million on nothing, guys.
So then it's like, eventually will it get to there has to be separate prisons for straight and gay?
Oh my gosh, bro. And they doing gay shit in prison right now. You know
all
what I mean? Like,
aren't all the prisons gay? Like,
bro, it's like a motherfucker being like, nah, I'm not eating that steak. I only eat Wagyu. Like, bitch,
right? Yeah. What did you just say, you idiot?
What
did you say, you idiot? Lotto, you idiot. Jeez. Now I know you don't write your goddamn lyrics.
Oh my fucking
with that dumb shit.
I don't eat that.
You know what though?
Yeah.
Just gotta say wax on, wax off.
Let's go. Fuck around, find out.
Wax on, wax off. Miyagi all in my form. David, son with a prophet. Cobra Kai on that throne. Wings on a serpent. Dragons all in my circle. Lord of all of those rings. MC in this circus. In the midst of all my thoughts is where I like to play. I put it all on wax, immortalize the way. Surfing on purpose is more than title page, cause nowadays the chase for endorphins makes for an exciting race. And everybody running something. Yeah, and if they ain't, I bet they running from it. Duality's a bitch. Your confidence is the consequence and knowing what's to give. Tell me something I don't know. Give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see. Prove to me that I know. Fret you worry about how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear. Bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know. Give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see. Prove to me that I know. Fret you worry.
Prove to me I'm no threat. That's why I'm banned on all the social media, bro.
About how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear, bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know. In a city full of that gun smoke, yeah. The liars stand in the front row. It's a war, nigga, why you think they call it a front phone? Yeah. Well, I'm not that nigga to front on. Fuck saying names, I ain't taking aim, I just drop grenades with no pen. No need to raise the bar for this, the way I move is too legit. I'm God tier with this rap shit. Double dog spelled backwards. To blast at me, just blasphemy. But if it makes you better, get active, king. This ain't nothing new, this ain't nothing new. I'm a selfish God, I need the curses too. And to call out your name will mean that I worship you. But the irony is I can't say your name that I never knew. Tell me something I don't know, give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see, prove to me that I know. Fret, you worry about how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear, bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know, give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see, prove to me that I know. Fret, you worry about how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear, bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know.
That's what we do on Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. We tell you something you don't know. Hey, I got a question for you.
Prove to me I'm no threat. Just prove it. I know they say it.
Did you know, right?
That a threat to democracy.
That
fucking famous tagline.
I know, right? LGBTQ community, QAIB plus, right? Not only do they have all of the colors of the rainbow, right? Not only do they have all of the shapes, but now they have every day in their calendar. Did you know? Did you know that for a little over 40% of the whole year is a gay day? I'm just being honest. March March Bisexual Plus Health Awareness Month. Okay, March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, that's fucking nuts. So like you're fucking 6'3" with fucking tits. Of course we see you. Well, we need visible. Anyways, Asexual Day is I'm sorry. Like, hold on. I'm trying to get this list back up here. I'm scrolling too fast. I'm sorry. Like that shit is fucking wild, bro. So keep going. It's May 17th. I think April 6th, Asexual Day. 26th, Lesbian Visibility Day. May 17th, May 19th, Agender Pride Day.
Hey, does it seem like let me just do a real quick interruption. Okay, so
yeah, for sure.
If somebody's coming over to my house like for the weekend or whatever, right? I'm gonna ask them, hey, what do you like to drink? What do you like to eat?
Right.
Blase type of shit about like you want an extra blanket? Do you like a firm pillow? So I got all the shit. You know what I mean? I can make you feel real good, and I can go buy some shit for you. Now, why would I do that if I didn't think that person was coming over?
Right.
So why would all of these gay preparatorial LGBTQ plus IA and whatever the fuck other letter you said, because I didn't even know there was another one. But why are all of these things being put in place? Somebody's got to know something, bro. Somehow, some way, it's about to be a lot of gay babies come out.
% of our whole entire calendar.
Like, something's going to fuck on, man, because you don't just start preparing. This was going on, like little by little. They're preparing. They're getting you used to it. They're getting the kids used to it, and the motherfuckers that don't get used to it, you kick rocks. We got something for you. We got Ministry of Truth.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna ban you from everything. We're gonna put you on this pedestal of demon. Yeah. But it's like all of these things that are happening. It seems like that we're getting prepped for like a mass introduction so bad, right? to. Yeah,
it's
I mean,
bad,
what?
But if it's so bad, then why do we have? Why is 40% of our calendar dedicated to it? You know what I mean? Like we have a day for it all. Like this
I'm actually not against any of this stuff. I'm actually just trying to figure out if there's a small population of this, then why is it such a main thing?
Yeah, and everybody gets a day.
Because
May 24th is pansexual and
I'm extremely
visibility day.
I'm extremely fucking confident and capable in my life to be the only straight white male on this motherfucking planet, bro, and still goddamn operate like I do. I don't give a fuck.
And then guess what?
You know what I'm saying? But for me to see all of this stuff going on, and then me see straight white males, that's the first ones that they started shooting at. Now it's anybody that's straight, basically. Yep. Make a fuck. And anybody that's also straight and halfway wants just some normal shit.
Last month was what? Was Pride Month, which was originally Men's Mental Health Awareness Month last month, right? That was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? It's now the whole month of June is Pride Month. So they get that they got that whole fucking month. July 6th is Omnisexual Visibility Day. July 17th, July 17th is Happy Non-Binary Awareness Week from this 7th through whatever the heck that
Who the fuck is in charge of the shit?
Who
makes it the day of and shit like that? We need to find out these motherfuckers, bro.
International Non-Binary People's Day is
who makes these days an official, like, what is this?
This one was just 2020. July 16th in 2020. For the last 4 years, they've been celebrating International Drag Day. September 23rd is Bisexual Visibility Day. October 11th is Coming Out Day.
Oh, goddamn. Fuck.
Bro, I'm so serious.
What day is that?
October 11th is
okay, good. I got to mark that down because that might be the day I come out. So I'm going to blend in. I'm just going to blend in. I'm a little Nas X, y'all motherfuckers. Watch. I'm finna come in this bitch like, hey, by the way, I'm gay as fuck. And now you have to do everything I want. Thank you.
Now we're remembering the Transgender Day of Remembrance is on November the 20th. So we have to remember all the transgender that passed away. December 8th is Pansexual Pride Days. And that's a total of 100. Well, the dude went through the whole list. I skipped some. There's a guy who did put out the whole list. But out of 365 days, 140 something days are dedicated to the LGBTQ community movement. That's 39.7% of the year.
That's just I'm not going to be mean. I'm just going to say that is just unbelievable right there. I mean, I'm just saying, that's unbelievable because that's crazy, bro. Okay, so think about it. So the people that run the world, that are the head of all the institutions and that run the monies and all the stuff, right? All the things. Maybe they're the ones that want that shit. Because if you think about it, if you could be gay as a motherfucker, bro, but fuck around and be anti-Semitic, and gays ain't popular no more. Just like that, I bet you.
Oh yeah, bro. And when it comes to that shit, like anybody, it's so fucking wild, bro. It's like, and they try to say why people feel like there's an agenda. Like, why do you think people feel that there's an agenda? 40% of all the days of the year, that shit's ridiculous, guys.
Yeah, man, it is. It really is.
The worst part of it though is like if you were a gay person, and I know this just speaking to some gay people I know, like that fucking sucks. If you're just a normal person, you just happen to like the same sex as yourself.
Right.
You don't want to be part of any fucking bullshit.
And then all of a sudden your goddamn whole shit spotlighted for like years.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers come up to you, hey man, hey, I know you're gay and all. Do you like LGBTQ blood? Yeah. Like, no, bro, I'm fucking G, bitch. I'm gay. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm gay doesn't mean I want to trans the kids. Like a lot of that community is not for that, and they just get lumped in with it, and it's just like it's fucking sad.
Well, you know what? There's just it's a good thing that you pointed that out because that just shows that there's division in that also.
Yep.
Yep.
Even in the LGBTQ plus IAZTV and all the others, there's still division, bro. That's crazy.
Right.
Crazy,
we
man.
can't agree on a God to worship. We can't agree on sex to call each other.
Nope.
It's just all.
We not do no Illuminati rituals, steady bitch boy. Dibby prick now, money clip soil. Okay, if you drip cancer in an oil. Okay, if you drip cancer.
Listen to the words. We don't do no Illuminati ritual, diddy bitch boy.
We not do no Illuminati rituals, steady bitch boy. Dibby prick now, money clip soil. Okay, if you drip cancer in an oil. Okay, if you drip cancer in. Move. Get the fuck out the.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Kamala Harris because her heritage is that Jamaican. It ain't Black American. It's Jamaican. So everybody needs to say what's up and shout out to Kamala Harris because we did a song with a Jamaican dude. So now we obviously we're a part of the.
Body get rolled over, nobody came here for play. We sorry. Born straight from the Cali Yuga. Light could have never reached. Them flashes came from the shooters. Stone face killers, more squibber than a Medusa. Look her right in the eye, the reflection will hold the future. I'm nothing that I imagine. My power couldn't be fathomed. It's enough to scare myself when the mirror projects a dragon. Fire breathing, this ether became accelerant. Hop on the gas, think fast to be irrelevant. Mind your business, I'm nothing to ever meddle with. Unless you went to still, I suggest you remain pedestrian. And I'm just only being honest. Got a crack in the veil. I'm just speaking at my promise. This flow is on the spectrum. I'm just speaking to your conscience. Hope you receive
Kamala, it's your cousin. Hey.
All them 304s are our sisters too.
Right, and this dude's last name's Harris, by the way. The dude rapping right now. That's Harris right there.
Okay, if you drip cancer, we not do no Illuminati rituals, steady bitch boy. Dibby prick now, money clip soil. Okay, if you drip cancer in an oil. Okay, if you drip cancer in. Whatever them I do, no, we don't do. They live in the mirage, don't confuse it with the move. When they offer proof, don't confuse it with the truth. And it's always John Wilkes what I'm doing in the booth. Boom, boom. Y'all niggas pussy, I could tell. No matter how you dress it up, I could recognize the smell. Know how to cast a demon out and confine it to a hell. No backbone, looking at the lies that they tell. They tuck it between their legs, I be hanging there.
Woo!
Hospital, I was born in the manger, nigga. Some downtown flow, this is danger, nigga. I bring style to a bar like a hanger, nigga. It's back to thinking like we are elitists. What you call rhythm and poetry, I call that shit egregious. Churches in session centers, we the new preachers. And we boom baptize all these motherfucking
We not do no Illuminati rituals, diddy bitch boy.
No Illuminati rituals, diddy bitch boy. Yeah, so shout out to the dude on the chorus on that song. That's Kamala Harris's cousin. He's Jamaican, and his last name is Harris.
I got a whole video of her calling herself the first Indian American.
I know, right? Now, what's up with that? Now, like, it's okay to miss all of it, bro. I was about to say it's okay to miss it's okay to
miss race, right?
Well, but miss like, so okay, so she represents the people that want the pronouns. Okay, that's okay, that's cool, whatever. But like, why doesn't she do that? I only saw her do that one fucking time, and she said, "Hi, I'm Kamala Harris. I identify as she, her, and I'm wearing a purple fucking suit or something, and a mask or some bitch ass weird shit like that." Look, I don't know what human communicates like that, but if I've ever in my life sat down in a convention and the fucking keynote speaker comes up there and says, "Hi, my name is so and so. I identify as she, her." I get you right there, but then you start talking about some damn, and I'm wearing a purple suit and a mask. Is she talking to people that can't see? Like, that's a real question. Is she talking to deaf people there? I mean, not deaf people, but blind. Sorry.
Yeah,
so what is she doing for the deaf people then?
I have no fucking idea, bro.
She got a goddamn
none of that shit, bro. I ain't even gonna cap to you. Act like I fucking get it, bro. I don't fucking get
that shit.
I don't get any of that political wokeness bullshit that they hijack from the woke community. Oh, you gotta be. You're not woke, or you're not woke if you don't fucking. Bitch, what? I'm not woke if I don't fucking call you something that you're fucking not. Like that shit.
Right. And then the whole idea behind wokeness in general and what's considered part of the wokeness and what's not is ridiculous.
Bro, it's like
it's like
took that statement that they told us as kids that we can be anything we want to be. They've taken that statement and they've construed it into something sick and sadistic. Like when you fucking when you ask a genie for $1 million, but then he makes everybody in your family poor. You know what I'm saying? Like just some fucked up backward shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just super weird because it's like there's no need. Like you could, if that's the fucking case, you know, like they gotta open the door for everything now. You know what I mean? Like you can't just do what they're doing and keep the door closed. You can't. It's like there's no when you've gone that far with all of this shit. Like now we're just. I have no idea, man. I just seen recently. If you want to fuck around, find out with me. There was a teenage boy. No, I want to say he was either a senior in high school going into college or whatever, but he was, or he might have been a freshman in college. He was a young dude. He killed his partner because he found out she was transgender and she didn't tell him at first. So he was, you know what I mean? Like he, you know what I'm saying? He fucked around. So like it's like the first case that I've seen so far.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now. Like,
I mean, that's like, not cool, but like it's also not cool not to tell him. Like,
right. I mean, like she didn't tell him that she was born a man. You know what I mean? And
but all right, so let's run it. Let's run down it then. So let's think about this. What if this is true? What if because it's politicized and polarized so much, what if the person that killed the other person wouldn't have killed the other person if it wasn't made so spotlight, so upfront, so in your face that on his side, on his brain side, it's like you're pathetic now. Like you're a fucking gay faggot for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
When transgender and shit, you know.
And that's how he's thinking. He's like, fuck, I did something I can't come back from. I must be gay now.
We asked that, bro. We asked the question. We said, how long until somebody murders somebody?
Oh, yeah,
you know for not knowing. You know what I mean? Like, how long until that happens? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's happened back in the day, but nowadays, if that motherfucker even has a vagina, like, how do you... You know what I mean? Like, how do you, like you said, how do you come back from that, nigga? How does that, what would that do to your mental to find out that the chick you've been sleeping with for the last couple of years or whatever was really born a man?
Right. Because then if you didn't know it yourself, and the only reason you knew is because they told you, you would literally, I'm using that word a lot lately. You would look at people, I think you would look at people extremely different.
Yeah,
you would look at everybody like, is that dude really a dude or is that motherfucker?
That epidemic that's
what's going on around here?
Of people sleeping with people, you know what I mean, and knowing that they have AIDS and shit like that and bragging about it. Like it's just wild. That
I'm telling you right now, I ain't got to worry about it, right? But I'm telling you, I swear, bro, I'll beat the fucking brakes off somebody's ass multiple times. I'm not gonna just murder them at first. I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of them. And goddamn,
I can't say that I'm. You know, I'm just saying.
I'm kidnapping them. I'm gonna kidnap the fuck out of them and torture that motherfucker. Bro, man, come on.
You know what? I seen a trans person talking about this. Right? It was this trans person. It's a dude. He's trans. He said, I don't understand this niggas. He dressed up like a woman. He said, I don't understand why we have to call women who are already women cis women. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. We're the trans women. That's what the word that is supposed to separate us from other regular women. We're trans women. They're just women. How the fuck? Where did the cis word come from? Where did this and shit come? You know what I mean? Like all of this shit is just weird. It's like spells. You know what I'm saying? It's like witchcraft, complete witchcraft, and making people believe some shit that's not necessarily like their reality. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Like I said, be what the fuck you want to be. But if that's the case, then if you want to be called Sally, then you got to call me Goku, my nigga. And I'm the king of all Saiyans. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got, you know what I mean? You gotta respect me. Then I'm a fucking god. You know what I mean? I'm your fucking Lord and Savior. Then you know what I mean? But they don't ever want to do that. See, then now it's a problem. Now that becomes an issue. You can't say I identify as God, but they can identify as a fucking cat and then sue. This bitch sued her parents and won for not consulting with the spirit world prior to having her.
Right.
She won.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, what is it? This is crazy. And then you got to think about like what the fuck, what judge was she in front of? You know what I mean? Like it's so like the politics of all this shit is melted all the way down into the fucking the cracks of everything.
It goes all together. It goes all together. It goes with everything that we've been talking about.
It's funny when like just kind of normal behavior becomes counterculture. Like that's what's happening. Like if you look at like punk music, rap music, like they're all like just standard like bullshit culture now. Like and like that's a funny thing about like country music right now is like counterculture in a way. Like being in a freaking heterosexual relationship or just being straight is counterculture. Yeah, they are. They are trying to get it. They are.
They working hard to get country music, boy. But the country.
But you know, like the country boys are blowing up right now, though. Like just regular country, and it's because like they're not like a bunch like. It's kind of, I mean, I do think it's just like cycles of popularity, you know, like, you know, like back in the day, rock and roll was like very everyone was anti rock and roll. So it's bad for you. And then it became the standard.
It's got to do
punk,
with like,
same with rap.
It's got to do with like style in general.
Yeah, like you want to be like, yeah, exactly. It's like Outkast is cool. Like not the group is too, but like I mean, like being an Outkast is like is dope.
Sheep of the family, being the different one.
And you're the fashionable one. Like
Nova said, he was like, watch. He's like, they're gonna make being like how we are. Like
I'm telling you, bro. I was saying this shit. Well, Jason was too. I mean, we was saying this shit like a year ago. We were like,
people like us be cool, like Andrew Tate's
cool
because he's so
have to go under. First of all, you got to go underground.
Yeah,
and then the counterculture becomes so wanted and it's so unobtainable. And people have to dig, and when people are forced to dig for something, then you could just say, here you go.
It's just desirable. Like the bud business, you know, it was so black market. The black market's still booming though. But at the same time, you know what I mean? People don't understand, you know, just like that. You know what I mean? It took away from the black market. When it was in the black market, people were like, oh, I gotta get it. You know what I mean? My homie sat here told me today, like, man, when they made it legal, it kind of took some of the fun out of it. And I'm like, I feel you. You know what I mean? Like growing pounds of bud felt fucking liberating because it was illegal. But as soon as they make it legal, now you're like, man, I'm just doing what them niggas.
Yeah, it's like general population is not cool. Like
like by the way, 1 pound, 7 ounces. Great job. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't grow a pound out of 4 plants if you're an amateur grower. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, but that's so true, though. You know, like normal life. That's why the chaos theory is so strong right now, I believe, because people are so bored with their normal lives.
Yeah.
And like a lot of mundane jobs are the only ones to get right now. And they're the ones that kind of survive.
People's like, they really try hard to keep us from doing that. Like people think that, like you said, you know, just living in that moment, just being in the now, like being bored, being able to be bored with your life.
Right, because when you become bored enough, your brain cooks up something.
Yeah.
And it might not be a good thing for you, but shit, you might cook up the next fucking brainstorm
you gotta learn to be able to be bored with yourself, like you're saying, because if you don't, then that idle mind gets snatched up by all of this other bullshit that the government and the powers that be want you to, you know what I mean? Because you're so bored, like you said, with your original reality. That's why you think all this technology be booming. You know what I mean? Like, and they're still way ahead of us when it comes to that. But it's, man, I don't know. It's a weird, that the fourth turning book is what always comes to my fucking brain. You know what I mean? When we talk about shit like this, because it's like we're until 2028, we'll be in a crisis era. So it's only going to ramp up from now until then. We got 4 more years of this bullshit.
Yep.
And
think about it.
That's according to that book.
I think that's kind of the reason why that they wanted people to think that Biden and Trump were running against each other again. It's just to kind of hold the same feeling, like the same vibe throughout another 4 years too.
It was a nice plan though, so to make sure that the people couldn't pick who we wanted as the Democratic representative, because if they waited long,
it would have been RFK. He was the first major one that was, and they basically shunned him out.
Him out of that whole shit. That's a good question. Why you think they did that to that motherfucker? Why he can't debate with him or nothing? Like, but he's on the ballot, but like he's not a main candidate. Like, it's so weird.
Right? It's like the independent party just to fucking make believe bunch of bullshit.
Bruh, Could be. It's weird how they doing that motherfucker though. But at the same time, we already know where his bloodline comes from, so it's not like he's super innocent. What up, Paul G? And what the fuck's up with him and his? Why is all their voices like that?
Oh yeah, the voice is tough for me. Like,
so he told everybody. He said that he had a fucking worm in his brain, and that's what made him lose his voice like that, and he had to have surgeries and shit. And he says it's from a vaccine. I don't know. He's against vaccines.
So his sister got the same fucking thing, huh?
But then I don't know. I've never heard nothing about that. But I mean, I've heard her, and her voice is all shit. Yeah. I'm saying I never heard her story on it. Is what I'm saying. Okay. But like I've heard her voice, and it's real like
it's the
same, like that. And it's like what? Like that shit makes me just want to get up and fucking walk around or something. Like what's going on here,
man? Don't steroids do that to your vocal cords?
I have no idea.
Possibly. It's hard to listen to though. Like he could be saying the best shit ever, and it's just like it's hard to listen to.
It's like I think they do that man on.
It sounds like he's always like trying to climb out of a fucking hole.
Yeah,
or something, bro. Like
he sounds older than what the fuck he is. Like, isn't he younger than Trump and them? He sound older than them niggas. You know what I'm saying? If he were to talk over Trump or Biden, you would think he was the oldest candidate. Like, oh yeah, that's the oldest one. No, he's actually the youngest. But I was looking at somebody was talking about it, how, you know what I mean, that the dude, he's all buffed up because he's on steroids, and that's why his voice is shaky like that, because it does something to your vocal cords and your testosterone. And that's why men's voice gets higher when they're on steroids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what
I wouldn't doubt that he's taking testosterone, especially at his age. But I mean, shit. He could be on all kinds of stuff.
It was just weird, but he does say some good shit. Him and like there's like 3 other people are like the only people in the United States of America. Him, Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard said it, but he was on Joe Rogan, so I don't know if they would have canceled him if he said it outside of Joe Rogan's. But anybody who talks about that the vaccine shit and the COVID-19 shit, they normally get canceled if they say they could quote JFK and still get canceled. You know what I mean? But he seems like he's one of those people who could say that shit and nobody fucking says nothing to him about it. He can say shit about Israel, even though he be supporting Israel, he be talking shit at the same time. He be supporting and talking shit at the same time, and they let him slide with that shit. It's only a couple people, but it's just weird that how his campaign is set up, right? It's funny. I get text messages from them every other week. Hey, we see, because I think because I follow them on Instagram. That's my fault. But I started following him on Instagram a while ago. Now I get text messages saying, "Hey, RFK's doing this and RFK doing that. Do you want to donate?" and shit like that. And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I was just following just to see I follow all the candidates to see what the fuck they talking about."
Yeah, man, it ain't nothing but a big ass donation now. It's like I was reading something on Apple News, and it said something about the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris, and then it said like, has turned into the biggest money making blah blah blah. So she got $200 million so far, and then another PAC pledged $150 million. That's $350 million for what? How much money I understand because of the way it is set up that it costs to run, because you got to pay people off, you got to do all this stuff. But I mean, like, in all reality,
I don't, man.
why does it cost $350 million to run for the presidency? That's fucking weird. So that means that so when they tell you kids, you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
that's a goddamn lie. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you. And I'm not saying that just because I couldn't be president or whatever. I've never ran. I don't know. I might be able to raise enough money to run. But I'm just saying, like, there ain't no way that average motherfucker can grow up to be able to raise $350 million.
Nova 2028. Let's fucking go.
I'm with it. I already told him we should run and we should be the Black Flag Party. I already told him I'm trying to run. He was like, "You too young." I'm like, "Well, fuck it." But like, they need a regular motherfucker to do some shit like that. Like, do you know that if we did that shit and we was like, we did it and we set it up legitly, we might fuck around and actually, you know what I mean, get somewhere. You know what I mean, just because people are so ready for something different.
Yeah, like, shit. We can at least collect some donations. Fuck it.
But we're regular motherfuckers with years of experience.
Motherfucker, fuck around and get $20 million in donations, bro. I'm disappearing. Y'all ain't gonna see me.
You ain't got the experience to. You've ran a company before. You've been president of a company before. You telling me you ain't got the experience to hire the right people to get the job done?
Yeah, but they would never let you win.
Hell no, they wouldn't let us. They wouldn't let us in. They would if they were like, all right, look, we love what you guys are doing, but look, if you just do this and like, we'll make sure you get in there. But obviously, if we don't sign that fucking check, if I know, because I'm gonna run off the fact that no, AIPAC's gonna fucking have to register themselves as a foreign entity. I'm running off the fact that the Federal Reserve is about to get ditched. I'm running off the fact that since America owns the most Bitcoin, that's our new currency.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I know.
Then you get shot in the face, and they're gonna say it's a white supremacist that did it.
Absolutely, they're gonna set me up for the.
They'll be like, it was a KKK member that shot him in the face. They didn't like him just solely because he was black.
But he had a white Southern running mate. You know what I mean? It's gonna be weird shit like that. Like, but the KKK hated him. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, this shit is so.
Then that's when they pull like a JD Vance video from 2021 saying something about you hate cat ladies. That shit, they got me with that one. I thought that was like some new shit. And I'm sitting there like, when I saw it, I'm like, so bro, like, you ain't smart enough to know that like you're running for the vice presidency and you shouldn't be saying stupid shit like that.
Right.
But then I found out the videos from 2021, and I'm like, well, goddamn, he didn't even fucking know. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, it's like what they did. If somebody's smart enough, they'll look at that and they'll say, damn, so he wasn't running. That's how he really feels.
Yeah.
Now he's saying this because he's running. So how he really feels is if you're a woman with no kids, I'm just saying from what it looks like to me is if you're a woman with no kids, he was either playing to the right wing, right? Or he really feels like that. He really feels that, you know, the country is ran by childless cat ladies. Now, is that offensive? I don't even know if that's
I'm a childless cat lady. I'm not offended. Like,
I'm just saying, like, but
I think
honestly,
most women should have kids. Like, I ain't offended at all. But that's 100% my MO. I got 2 cats, no kids, like 36. You know,
But see, like, I can understand what you're saying because, like, my wife's never had kids. You know what I'm saying? She's mothered a lot of stuff, but she's never had kids. She never wanted to.
Right.
So
yeah, wrong with that. But there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think the norm, like, I think she's different. I think I'm different. Like, from the standard, I think most women are happier when they have kids and they have families. Like, I think that's the status quo, and that's acceptable.
But is that correct, though? Because the majority of people end up in divorce. True. The majority of people end up
majority of people suck. So, I mean...
I get it. I get what she means. She's saying, like, it's not for me, but I understand why someone would say that it's just the structure of your home, though, Nova. No matter how you look at it when it comes to it, like, even with you having a daughter or T not having any babies, still the structure of your guys' the way you guys operate is more like a nuclear family than what people are doing right now. You know what I mean? So that's why it could seem
right. And I just
offensive.
think
You know
that,
what I mean?
like,
Yeah.
I think that somebody running for vice president
Shouldn't say shit like that. I get you.
he should be culturally aware enough to know that
Yeah.
this is not some fucking, you get married at 16 years old and go off and get you a good job.
Great, right?
Old school America. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but that's what makes America great, right? Is that Kazika can do that, T can do that, and Heather is like, nah, I'm completely happy being you're fucking, like, that's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to, she's like, you know, I wanted to grow up to be a housewife.
But I think
that's what
I think biologically though, the majority of women are going to be happier with kids. Like, I think that's like a like, there's outliers. Like, I'm fucking one of them. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not that there aren't outliers, but I think the majority of women, like, society wise, we would be better off if they were mothers, like, and like, not career boss bitches. Like, I believe that, even though I am, like, I sound maybe hypocritical. Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I totally get what you're saying.
I get it. And that's what the beauty of America, though, is that
right. Is I can exist and be okay doing something that's not the standard.
I'm not looking down on somebody who isn't doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, you don't be like, yo,
but
you're stupid for not being a boss bitch and doing your own shit. You know what I mean? You're not doing that type of shit. You're just, see, and I get that. See,
but
I think that's
America right now, like, the issue right now is that, like, everyone wants to throw out all the standards. It's like, but the standards are okay. Like, and again, that's what I was talking about with, like, trendy and, like, cool shit, is like, a lot of the times the cool shit is outside of the standard. But if you take away all the standards, you're not going to have the outline cool shit. Like, because you're just, everything's going to be outline cool. And honestly, then it's just all flipped.
Think about it. You're right. Because you're not going to, when it comes down to it, when it's time to protect some shit, you want it to be your man. And I get you.
Without standards, there's nothing to rebel against, bro.
Exactly.
And they ain't no cool motherfuckers no more.
Exactly.
It's just a bunch of old fuck ass bitches that do everything.
There's rage for the machine versus against it. Like, it ain't cool. It's just bizarre.
I mean, you gotta have boundaries, and I think, you know what, healthy boundaries is something that I think America has as an issue itself when it comes to physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. You know what I mean? Like, socially, it doesn't have healthy borders for people crossing. And when it comes to physically, we don't have healthy boundaries. You know what I mean? On any ground. You know what I mean? And that's what, and we try to shun people for having those healthy boundaries. We try to shun people to be like, yeah, I'm a freaky ass nigga, but I am not a 69 god. I'm not going that far. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's so wrong with that? But people think that if you're a freaky ass nigga, you got to go the whole way. But it's not. You don't. Like, you could just like what you like, and that should be okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, I like that, but this is where I draw the line. And then some people are like, no, well, this is where I draw the line, and that should be okay. Okay, that's great. You know what I mean? But in America, we demonize people. We'll be like, oh, well, you know what I mean? You're
it's just mob rule.
It's mob rule, yeah.
Democracy, it's mob rule.
Which is really a dictatorship, because the people behind it is only one group of individuals.
That's why I keep saying, like democracy.
That's why we're not a democracy, though.
Right.
Like, we're
democracy, how it's playing out in America, in a republic, right, is a dictatorship.
Absolutely.
By one side of a group of people that has more power or more loud mouths,
with the majority,
or more people in the thing. Yeah. And it's so fucking crazy to even try to fucking understand that, like,
that's why the states' rights are so important, though. Like,
it is.
It's so important. And, like, fucking federal government.
The Federal Reserve fucked that up, though, Kazika, because the Federal Reserve fucked that up, because now some of these states, they rely on the federal government for funding. Yeah. So now, you know what I mean, that's how they got the states to fall in line, was with the fucking Federal Reserve. That's why I would run, like, that would be one of my campaign things. First off, we get rid of the Federal Reserve. We don't need this shit. You know what I'm saying? We'll pay the debt off however we need to pay it. Bitcoin will pay the fucking debt off. We got enough Bitcoin to pay it. I ain't worried about it. The U.S. government has enough Bitcoin to pay off the debt until the motherfucking bankers get the fuck out the way. Like I would get rid of the Federal Reserve. I would get rid of the fucking a lot of shit would just be like, all right, we're done with it. We don't even need it no more. You mean electoral college? No. This is how we're gonna vote since motherfucking all of the population has either a Facebook or a fucking Instagram or some shit. We're gonna make an app called the People's App, and you're gonna fucking log in with your social security number that you legally get for being a legal fucking citizen, and you're gonna legally fucking vote with that bitch, and you're gonna vote on everything that we
fuck a goddamn social security number. Your fucking eyeballs is your fucking
I know
shit.
you know
what I mean?
right. No, I'm just saying you can match your eyes to the face. You know what I mean? Like, and the social security numbers to passport.
It'd be it'd be. Yeah, or it could be like your fucking fingerprint, your biometrics of your eye, your fucking DNA
on your phone. We already doing that shit. You know, that's why I'm like, I don't understand. We have the technology that the people can have a large say, and we could do it directly. A 1-for-1 vote. We don't need an electoral college. We don't need a group of individuals, or we don't need a group of in 25 of our fucking states. They could pick whoever the fuck they want. In the other fucking 25, they could pick. You know, they're supposed to pick what the people pick, but that has not happened all the time, and that's the problem with like there's a lot of shit I would just get rid of because that just doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's not unnecessary. But then it's like, damn, we'd be back to living in, I guess, a high time. So I guess let's see what happens come 2029, right? And you know, we'll look back on this show on one of the last days of July.
But see, the federal government's not in.
We'll see where
it's not in the business of getting rid of federal jobs. It's just in the business of creating more federal jobs. That way you got more people getting paid by the federal government that will vote for whatever way they need to. It's just like, God damn, bro. It's wild, to know that the United States federal government is the biggest corporation inside of this corporation is fucking crazy.
And the shittiest corporation. They suck at doing shit.
Got unlimited funding too. Yeah. These motherfuckers, they ain't got to sell shit. They ain't got to do nothing right. No. And these fucking idiots are gonna keep voting them in, and they're gonna keep paying the taxes. God damn, bro.
I broke down taxes to my kid, right? And she was like, "So you're telling me that the dollar that I got paid was already taxed? The business got taxed on that dollar that they paid me?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "And then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna pay for shit, and then I gotta pay tax on that same money that was just taxed prior to giving to me." And I'm like, "Yeah."
And whatever you buy, you gotta pay tax on that.
Right. And then she said, and then that store owner that I just bought from is gonna have to pay taxes on that same dollar that they. I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, and it just keeps going, and I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Infinitely?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "This is never going to be over." I'm like, "Absolutely, that's where they have it set up. It's called compound interest on shit, and that's how the fuck."
Like, think about it, bro. When they pumped all that, when they pumped all the money or the cash or whatever you want to call it into the system after COVID, right? Mm-hmm. So there was all the money that was already in circulation being taxed on, and then they took new money and put it in everybody's hands so it could continue a new tax on all the new money. It's like, I don't know if people really look into that, but like that is just an unlimited amount of money. It never stops.
I think they think that tax is like only in one spot. Like I think
or once a year. Like, tax season's once a year. Bro, tax season's every second, motherfucker.
I don't think they understand that like every time a dollar is spent or used, you know what I mean?
Right.
It is being taxed, and it was already taxed. So, like,
I mean, you look at a dollar and it's fucking taxed.
Yeah. Yes. You look at it as taxed. You fucking smell it. You can smell it. You be like, "Oh, my check about to be gone." It's gone before you don't even get to see it. You don't even, and then they got the nerve to say when you file your taxes, if you do your own taxes like I do, because I'm 1099, I'm self-employed or small business owner, however the fuck you want to put it. You do your own taxes, they tell you don't fuck up and guess wrong, or we gonna come take your shit. Like, what do you mean don't fuck up? Don't you know how much you know what my business did? Yeah, we know exactly what you did, but you better not tell us.
We're gonna test you. We're
gonna fuck you up. Yeah, and then we're gonna send somebody to come out and we're gonna check all your receipts and make sure. Like, come on, you fucking kidding me? Then on your tax returns, it tells you to claim any money that the government may or may not know about that you would like to add. But they don't ask where it's from. They just tell you to put a number down. So it's like, so wait, you're telling me that if I got some illegal shit going on, as long as I give you a little bit of what I got going, you gonna leave me the fuck alone? It's weird because people be like, you fill that part out? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why? I'm like, because just in case, I don't know. Like I made some extra money that the government didn't know about. I'm gonna put it on there. They're like, why you gonna do that? I'm like, they might keep them off my ass. And they're like, what you mean? I'm like, because they're not even asking where this money comes from. It literally says, is there any other income, illegal or not, that you want to include?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
They also just put into, I think they pushed it back a year, so maybe it's next year. But they also are gonna start taxing like eBay and shit.
Yeah.
Like, so if you go and if you bought something with all the taxes that you already paid, and then you want to just sell it, like now you got to pay taxes on it.
And
Like that's
if you have a cash app
insanity.
and say
Yeah.
you got a cash app and you and your friends just sending money back and forth. And
What
you
about like Facebook Marketplace and shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Marketplace too. Like all
Damn,
the
bro,
like
you gonna
resale.
get taxed on them old ass shoes you trying to sell
Yeah.
or something? Fuck that shit. I'm keeping my shit.
Over $600.
Hey, check this out. So you get taxed for that, but if you take them same shoes to Goodwill, they don't got to pay taxes on it, and they can sell them hoes. God damn, bro.
And Apple, guess what Apple does? So if you got Apple, right? No, I got an Android, and we could do this experiment because I've seen quite a few people do it. But if we were to promote a post on Instagram, right? If you promote from your Apple, there's a tax. Apple taxes you, but if you promote it from an Android, there's no tax.
Wow.
Even Apple has their own taxes that they taxing on motherfuckers. And you like like on Instagram, like you know how you can boost a post?
Right.
Go check that out. And there's an Apple tax of like $10-15, bro. Something stupid. Just so you can run the boost through the Apple device. Like they're taxing, everything's gonna have a tax. It's gonna be tax on tax on tax, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
Apple got its own taxes. Like they got their own. This
e-commerce is a big part of how everybody fucking operates now. So they're trying to get down, lock down on it.
I think that's a remix of like racks on racks on racks, tax on tax on.
Yes, tax on tax on tax. And we just loving it, bro. Like these, man. It's gonna be a radical movement that's probably gonna happen. That's probably shake everything up and kind of they'll go through the real great reset, not like this digital reset that they're trying to force on us. But I think like once people realize that,
like actual reset,
like what it's gonna come down to,
like you're not the superpower anymore. Goddamn it,
right.
This over here is like Soviet Union. You're not the superpower anymore. United States of America is.
And I'm talking about in the physical, like in the physical, like, but it'll come down to the point where it's like we'll be able to recognize the only value is us, the people. The only valuable thing that's ever been on this planet was us, not the stones, not the oil, not the gold, not the rocks, it's always been the people. Because when they're switching to this shit to crypto, it's gonna be good and bad. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna make people be able to add value to themselves in general. And
or
it's gonna come down to a point where
destroy themselves.
Yep.
You could either make yourself worth a lot, or you can make yourself worth
but the crypto road
nothing.
Don't fucking play. If they see that you dabble in some fucked up shit and you're not an honest person, just like a lot of these celebrities and politicians are not, you won't survive. That's why they have not been here. Why do you think they don't operate in the space publicly? They don't operate in the crypto space publicly. You don't know what the motherfuckers is doing on the crypto side. You have no idea, because if we did, we would definitely go hanging these motherfuckers.
Oh yeah. Shit.
It would not be, you know what I'm saying? It would not be. There's a reason why the government has the most Bitcoin than anybody else.
Yep. And there's also a reason why that that BlackRock has acquired as much Bitcoin as they have. Facts. And there's a reason why all these financial institutions are starting to give you ways to get into Bitcoin by
what's gonna
buying,
happen,
selling.
bro, is that you're gonna have your own value. Everybody's gonna end up having their own coin or token, and it's gonna and if they pull out this social credit bullshit and they added that to it, and it'll be
Right.
like, bro, like everybody will have. If you are genuinely a good person, you mean then you might be okay. A lot of us rebel type motherfuckers who are like, nah, fuck all of the bullshit. I'm gonna be me and be real. Like there's some things that we might not even be able to fucking do. Like the way they
Right.
have crazy shit set up, but it's like it's gonna come down to, and that's gonna be the bad part about it. But what it'll come down to is it'll be the complete reset will mean that we'll be back to just valuing each other and what we're capable of doing. Nobody's gonna care that you get paid more to do, or who's getting paid more to do this or do that. Like we'll be to a point where the technology will be doing most of our farming, most of all of the shit. We'll be able to fucking actually live life, and everybody will have a decent fucking way. But everybody's like, oh, that's crazy, that's communism, that's all this other shit, that's socialism, that's this and that's that. I'm like, what the fuck is so, bro? You telling me that if all you had to do was work 10 hours a week for the betterment of humanity, the whole fucking world, nigga, you wouldn't do that. And then for the rest of your fucking days, you could do whatever the fuck you want. And obviously, you get free housing, free electricity, free everything, because all of the shit that we got on this planet was put here to be free because we're on a floating fucking ball in space, supposedly. Like, nobody, you know what I mean? Like, who made these fucking rules up? So it's just like, when you really get down to the actual logic of it, like, we have to go through this process, I guess, of growing.
I
And I
don't
think
trust
this
that
is happening.
shit. I don't
I feel
trust
you.
the population. Like
I don't either.
I don't trust like I think America is a perfect example of how shitty people can be
Yeah,
and how awesome people can be. Like that's my
absolutely.
whole like I was it GP Man said earlier, he's like you go out of the country, a lot of people don't like Americans. Like actually I
Right.
don't blame them. I don't blame
Me
them
neither.
because I don't like a lot of Americans, but I love America. Like
Right.
I think the foundation of our country is the most fucking badass, awesome shit. It's not
Yep.
perfect, but like the
Yep.
idea, like
Yep.
idealism behind it is dope. Like
I
they,
agree.
it was the first like underdog like experiment. It was the
Yeah, it was
first
the first big fuck
like
you.
we
Like,
have
man,
rights
fuck you.
to
Right.
like as human beings and it has the best foundation possible, but
Yeah.
it shows like it basically America was like fuck the government was kind of the idea was like
Yeah.
we're going to have some government but basically fuck the government and you as an individual have to hold yourself accountable. But the shitty
Yeah.
thing is people can't, like people don't, so majority at least, like so
Well,
that's
That's
why
because we were built
America,
on like honor. Like back then, you know, that
yeah,
we came from honor, dignity, respect. You know what I mean? Like back then, you could get killed for lying about somebody. Nowadays, there's no consequence, and that's what happened. I think Hezekiah in that transformation is that we lost the consequences. Like people would lose their life. Like in the Wild West, even just going that far, but not even that, just as far back as the Wild West. If you called someone telling the truth a liar and they shot you in the face, all he had was his guns taken for a day.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
Like, so
mean,
like there was the like if you knew that if you lied, somebody would shoot you for it, you
right.
wouldn't fucking lie,
yeah,
bro. Like you wouldn't
yeah,
be out here just lying. Politicians would not lie
yeah.
if every time they stood in front of that podium, and if they said and someone stood behind them with a gun, and as soon as they said something that was completely and utterly untrue, they got their head blown off. Do you think they would even sign up to be a politician? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's just like back then, like we would kill you if you were a dishonest
Well, hey,
slime ball.
perfect example, bro. The majority of people that were born in the 80s, their parents gave them fucking spankings or something like that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Now, the majority of kids born today will never even know what the fuck a
Yeah.
spanking was or any
Yeah.
type of punishment like
They
that that
might know
makes
what
you be like,
Yeah.
oh
timeout
shit.
was. They
Like,
might know what timeout
Yeah.
is, but that's about it. I feel you.
well, I don't know, bro. Timeout's probably going to be, it probably already
Yeah,
is
by the
like,
time they get adults, yeah, my kids are adults, timeout might be over with. You're absolutely right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I need
America
timeout and
has
ass whoopings.
people are
Amer-
getting, it's like there's a guilt trip on people
It
all the time.
is for sure.
There's a guilt
yeah.
trip on people for being black. There's a guilt trip on people
Being
from being
white.
white. Why? Because if you're black, then you're living in the projects and you're
Poor
full of
and
crime.
yeah.
And if you're poor, if you're white, you should be sorry for slavery, and you should feel sorry for every other minority. But at the end of the day, if you really think about it, like there is no real minority or majority. There's class, and there's race doesn't really play that big of a part of this shit that we think it does in America. It's more of politics. It's more of money.
The race the race shit is has been the most propaganda thing for a long time.
Yep.
And I took the race shit out of it when I traced back who owned or who financed the transatlantic slave trade. Then once I found out who financed the transatlantic slave trade and understood that those same people financed a lot of slave trade across the whole entire world, then I was like, oh yeah, and white and blonde, blue-haired white people were enslaving blonde-haired, blue-eyed white people in Germany long before other shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like slavery at that time was a world culture. It was not in particular,
and it was also
to America.
It was a business that wasn't looked down on.
Right. It was, but it was not just subject. It wasn't.
It was an industry that was not looked down on. So
at that same time, like if you go over to Poland or if you go over to any other country, you go over to Spain, you go to any country, you would see a class of people who owned another class of people, no matter what color.
Yeah, all over the world.
Races.
Every race has been enslaved.
Absolutely.
Every fucking race.
Bro, oh my gosh. I was trying to explain this to somebody. I'm like, that was the thing. Like, who do you, and like, what you need to find out is who was the brokers, who was the slave dealers, who was the brokers, who made it happen, who funded it.
That's why it's such like a political ploy here. Cause like this is, and it can be used because we are a melting pot. So it's easier to like point fingers at, oh, this color is the owner and this color was the slave. And it's just like, no, all around the world, it's always been a class game. It's always been poor, rich versus poor. Like, but here it's like, oh, that's easy to divide the people to say, oh, like you are victim and you've been victimized and you were the oppressor, so you should feel bad and you should feel entitled. And it's like, nah, dude, like this has literally been going all around the world for you. It's still going on. Nobody's, you know what is crazy to me is like, okay, like African American, black guy, whatever, black woman, if you are so bent out, like out of shape about the like slavery or whatnot in America, wouldn't you want to be fighting to free slaves all over the world versus try to bring about the past? Like, no, if slavery is what fuels you to say fuck that shit, which that's a good thing to stand on.
What's wild though, I agree exactly what you're saying, but what's even wild about that is like they don't even ask themselves a question that you would even ask yourself before you thought about, saving all the other slaves of the world. They don't even ask themselves who sold us.
They don't
even ask who sold. They don't even ask who sold us. They don't even ask that question. They just believe the narrative that was given to them, that they don't even ask that who sold us. It's so much bigger possibility that their ancestors are directly from America and have no
connection
in Africa.
Yeah. Like who sold us, and then who bought us, and then who sold us again?
Yeah, but who funded all of that then? You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay.
The most? Who got the most money off the transatlantic slave trade or any of these slave trades? Who got the most money off of it? And it was Jewish people. I'll go ahead and fucking fly out and say it.
But like, what can you do about unless like there, which that's a different rabbit hole with the Jewish people, but hold on, I don't want to get my bank account frozen. I gotta be careful here. But like my point is like
everything's kosher. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm with Nova. He's way worse than I am. But no, I'm just saying, like, what is having, like, knowing the past is important and it's informational and it can help you, like, predict and kind of plan for the future. But, like, if you want to take action against a wrongdoing, isn't it more important to look forward versus, like, backward? Like you learn about the history in the past, but, like, your action should be going to, like, towards the light versus going back and trying to make people pay.
They need to heal first, right? So like the only way we can heal first is for them to actually get like the real story of where they come
understand
from. They'll never be able to heal,
right? Because reparations isn't a money form. Reparations can come many different ways. It doesn't have to be through monetary. So like reparations in the form of money, that's still not gonna. I mean,
because
I'm just saying, like
if you're told all your life, like I was 30, I'm 37. I was 37 when I found out that there was actually 3,700 black people who owned 12,000 slaves here in America. So they would go, and I was wondering, I'm trying to understand how that. I was just 37 years old when I found out this information, and I'm just like, damn, I've been researching slavery for a long time. I've been researching all of this shit for a long time. In the back of my mind, I always just thought it was a money thing, and didn't matter what color you were. If you owned enough, if you had enough money and you had enough notoriety, then you were able to own slaves. It didn't matter, you know what I mean, what color those slaves were. I didn't. I just found out when I was 37, and it had me fucked up because you got to think about it like this: like 100 years ago, or even 400 years ago, I could have been a slave master.
Yeah.
You feel what I mean? Because like my family could have been completely white.
The whole time you've been thinking that you would have been the slave, but you could have been the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
How would I get reparations if on the Curtis plantation where my family allegedly originated, you know what I'm saying? That the owner was fucking the women, and then now, you know what I mean? So like, how do I know that? And now here we are where we done intermingle with Native Americans and all this other shit. So now here I am all the way here in 2024. I have no idea what my origin is. You know what I mean? So it's like I completely agree with you with going forward, but like the first part, what if they haven't healed from a trauma that's not even theirs? Like what if that's not even your trauma?
What if you were somebody like what if you were somebody like Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's considered black, but in all reality, her dad is Jamaican and her mom's Indian. Right. So she would get no reparations.
Right, none at all.
So how many people in this country that say they're black or that say they're
what about you, Nova? Like what if 400 years ago you were a slave?
Well, no, that's what I was about to get to. On my 23andMe, I can if I wanted to, I could prove that I have DNA that comes from areas of Africa that were involved in the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
So why? And I'm not being funny, but I'm just being honest.
You would get reparations before because I don't even have that.
That's what I'm saying. So am I supposed to get some shit, or is the person that's black supposed to get some shit?
Listen, this is how you know that that's not the real story of black people. You feel me?
Right.
Because if it was, they would have to pay reparations. You feel me? But they don't have to pay reparations because there's no way to prove that you being black now means you were black then. You could have been white. What up, Paul G? Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, listen, my kids are mixed, right? If my son Cal gets with an Italian woman, those kids are gonna come out looking Italian. They're not gonna look like niggas.
Ain't nobody never gonna know about Jason Curtis.
They're like, your granddaddy was black. Get the fuck out of here. They're gonna have to show pictures.
And then they'll be like, and he was from. His granddad was a black German? What the fuck's going on here?
His great-grandfather was a black German who fucking migrated over here from Germany and swept a Native American off a plantation. Like, come here, bitch, and just took her away. Because it was legal to take bitches off of Indian reservations because nobody gave a fuck about them. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's wild.
Get over here.
That a black German, right, come here. A black German dude. You know what I mean? Dark as shit. Like, black as night.
Bro, I can't even picture a black, guy speaking German.
I know, right? That shit was when my mom, when we traced our family tree back, it had me fucked up, yo. And that's why I was like, I kind of was able to heal early in life because I understood that trauma's not my fucking trauma. It's not my trauma. It's not mine. Like, it's more probable that it's not mine than it is mine. You feel me? So like, that's why I was.
That's just like this.
That's why that race shit didn't bother me.
That's just like my trauma is not a slave owner in the South because I never had none of my. I mean, I'm not just saying this, but like none of my family had enough money to own no goddamn body.
Listen, my
you know what I mean?
Listen,
like,
I had somebody say to me, "Yo, are you're comfortable, banging the colonizer?" I said, "Listen, both of my wife's parents, both of their grandparents came off of boats from Germany, one from fucking Italy, and that was way after slavery, my nigga." So I don't know what the fuck you talking
that was
about.
like that was during World War II, probably.
Right, bro. Yeah.
Motherfucking goddamn war, and Hitler started blowing everything up. So, hey, it's time to dip. Let's go to the USA.
Absolutely. So
let's turn that bitch into a melting pot.
Absolutely. That was.
Let's move there, be minorities, and call all white folks they're racist.
Italian mob shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen to this. What about this
Irish
though?
Mob
why have we always been told that the mob and the mafia was strictly Italian? When if you look at it, the Jewish mafia, the mafioso, are the motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
Just go look at your favorite Benny Siegel.
Bruh.
Jewish, not Italian. I could go down if we need to. There's only 6 minutes left. I don't want to use the rest of the show up, but I could go down the fucking list of people that you've seen on movies that you think were Italian mobsters that were actually Jewish mafia. And that's where the French Connection comes from. If y'all ain't never heard of it, go look it up. The French Connection connected the Jewish mafia with the Italian mob, and the mob was the goddamn muscle, but the mafia was the motherfuckers that ran the shit. The mob was the goons, bro. They were the white dudes in the South running slavery. That's who they were. You see how it's always the same people behind it running the shit.
Always is.
And it's the same motherfuckers that put the powerful black folks in power with the boule shit. They did that too. They did it all. They put the Irish mob in too. They did it all.
Yep, because
they're the ones. They do all things.
That's who controls the money. And
Exactly.
So that you're right, man. That's who it goes.
That shit blew me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I came up liking like Italian mob movies, you know what I'm saying? And when I started learning, I was like, I think I was like fucking 30.
There was black mob members. There was, like watch, what was it, the Bumpy Johnson and
bro. Like, man, go to Harlem. Hey, you think there's an Italian that's gonna run Harlem? Like, get the fuck out of here.
I was just, that those movies were based on true stories and shit. If you watch any of them, Harlem Nights, and what's the other movie? That one has
shit. Anything to do with Bumpy Johnson, goddamn Frank Lucas. But those are the more mainstream ones. There was a bunch of people that came out of Harlem, like Pinky. What was his name?
Yeah,
Pinky something. He was one of the biggest ones ever. Yep. And you ain't never even heard of him before.
And then it's wild because most of the Italians dudes were in Chicago more than it was New York. They were a lot of people don't but that's
and New York City was what that like who still runs New York City? Jewish people do. It's okay to say it because it's a true thing. You know what I mean? Like it's 100% true. So you're gonna tell me that a black dude named Eric Adams that used to be a cop gets elected as the mayor of New York City and he ain't boule? Fuck out of here. You're a Mason. If you're a cop in New York City, you're probably a Mason. I'm not saying you're into a bunch of crazy shit, but I'm just saying that's just how the fuck it is.
If you're probably a Mason, that means you also pledged to a fraternity in college. And if you pledged to a fraternity in college, you were recruited to be in the position that you're currently in right now.
Right, that's the way. I mean,
we know about y'all.
It's not really a conspiracy theory about a Q storm and about kids getting eaten or anything like that. This is shit that really is. I mean, I'm not saying kids don't get eaten. I'm not saying kids are.
It's a high probability,
right? But what I'm saying is the things that are right in our face, we just don't even give. Like, we don't even care about. Like, I don't understand that. Is a Munchausen syndrome or some shit? Like,
can't see the forest through the trees.
Golly.
And then here we are fighting over.
It's like America says. America is racist as fuck, bro. But in the biggest city, the city with the most power, there's a fucking black mayor. And the motherfucker prosecuting Trump there, the DA is black. and worth $48 million, bro.
Bro. God, we living in a world where people would be mad if women grew a third titty. I don't even understand, yo. It's just weird, bro. It don't make sense. Nothing makes sense. We would be pissed. We would call them mutants. You're a mutant. Wow, you're mad because
I'm boycotting this shit.
No 3 titty bitches. We hate it. Like, oh my God. Like, why are you mad? Like, everybody will find something to be mad at. And we here to enlighten y'all for Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. There's a lot of shit you probably didn't know. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm sure we about to cut off here shortly. Thanks, Cassie, for being on the panel today.
3 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I missed you. I missed y'all. Been out for a while.
It's
good to be back.
About your trip. Oh yeah, for sure.
I will.
Tell us more about your trip. Well, What the Fuck Wednesday will be tomorrow, and we'll be back probably around the same time, 1 to 1:30. You know, you can't be on time because that will support white supremacy. Being punctual is racist. So it's math. Don't be good at math. That's racist.
No. Okay. Matter of fact, just be lazy and be dumb.
Yeah,
right.
And then live off.
That makes you a good person. Yeah.
And be a cat if you want to. And I guess shit in litter boxes if it makes you fucking happy, bro. God damn, what the fuck's happening out here?
I don't know, bro. But hey, y'all check out thinkhighcrew.com and we'll be back tomorrow for WTF Wednesday. What the fuck Wednesday?
Hell yeah!
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. You're moving too fast for a nigga, baby. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. I'm trying to get that ass, little mama. Can you slow it down, slow it down, slow it down? You're moving too fast for a nigga, baby. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. I'm moving slow motion for me.
thinkhighcrew.com. Thank y'all for joining us in the #1 place for Americanized propaganda and real fearless entertainment. See y'all for What the Fuck Wednesday.